So right now we have just crossed the shloka number 47, where Krishna is emphasizing the practice of Nishkama Karma Yoga. So right now he has talked about the important shloka, which is Karmanyevadi Karase Mahaphaleshu Kadachana Ma Karma Phala Yetaru Mate Sangha Karmani. That means we need to do our duty, and at the same time we should remain unattached. But that does not mean that we remain inactive. We work with understanding that there are many other causes beyond us. So, with this understanding, Krishna is now going to give some definitions on yoga. So let us go to, so there is a very good description of yoga in 48, 49. There is a good description of yoga. We will try to define yoga in a very basic terms, which is, and we'll see how we can apply it in our day-to-day life. And then there is something to do with um, no reactions, how we will do that, no reactions. And then Krishna is talking about one important shloka in text 51. So we will see these four shlokas today. Let's start with text number 48. So, text number 48 says, Yogastu Kuru Karmani Sangam Tekta Dhananjaya Siddhya Siddhyo Samabhutva Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. So, if we see text number 39, here we can see um, text number 29. Ete Havite Shanke Buddhi Yoge Tam Vimamshano. So, here he has talked about Shankya Yoga. So, now Yogastha means so buddhi eshe avite shanke buddhi yoge tamimanshino buddha yukta yaya partha karma bandhana prashasi. So here Krishna is using the word yoga, and in the same way here also yogastha situated in yoga. So here in there is similar thing which is being discussed in both buddha yukta yaya partha. So here also buddhi yoge tamimanshino, here also it is yogastha situated in yoga. So in 2.39, Krishna says that he has described the science that is Sankhya Yoga, and now he will be describing the same yoga. So that means whatever he has described before is knowledge about body, soul, and relationship, their relationship. This knowledge, how we will use it for yoga, that is what Krishna is going to explain out. So, by understanding and practicing that one is not the body but soul, one becomes free from all reactions. So, this is to be situated in yoga and do the karma. This is karma yoga. So, that is what Krishna is um, telling here. So, how is this karma yoga? So, we will do it without attachment to the result. So, if you see the attachment, perform your duty equipoised, abandoning all attachment to success and failure. Such equanimity is called yoga. So here, this is a very nice definition of yoga. So Sangam Trekta Manishina. Sangam means give up attachment. So Prabhupada actually says giving up attachment. Sangam Trekta Dhananjaya. Siddhya Siddhya. Samabhuta. Siddhi means success and failure. We need to be equipoised in achieving something or losing something. Because Siddhi means we achieve something, and Asiddhya means we are not able to achieve something. So it is written as success and failure. So this is equanimity. So we do not remain whether we Arjuna is going to win the war or he gets defeated in the war. He should remain equipoised, and this is the definition of yoga. So what that does mean? It means that Arjuna has to do his duty without being attached to the success in the war or failure in the war, and this will help him in getting attached to understand that he is not the body but the soul. So yogastha kuru karmani. So you with under situate yourself in yoga and do your work. Give up all the attachments and be equipoised in um, success and failure. This equipoise situation is called as yoga. So this is a fascinating and a sutra-like definition of yoga. So there is one more definition of yoga in the same section of Gita. We will see that. So 2.48, the yoga definition is based on equanimity. We may say that we know what is yoga. We will say that it is to connect with Krishna. This is a spiritual connection. Then what is the meaning of samatvam and equanimity? Where does it relate us to Krishna? So equanimity is the platform where we can practice the yoga. We do the activities as a duty, and do not get attached to results. And we appreciate that there are many causes which will bring success or failure to our endeavor, and therefore we still act. We do not remain act. This is the very good platform, very good understanding to practice our devotional service. So there is nothing in this world that is worth getting excited about or agitated about. This is because everything is temporary. So this understanding is equanimity or equipoise. And this understanding is very important in our practice of devotional service. So in this world, there are two distractions, namely the distraction due to pleasure and distraction due to pain. This will result in pleasure results in excitement and agitation results in distraction. But neither the pain or pleasure, excitement or agitation, they are reality. They are transient and temporary. They are reality, but they are transient and temporary. So it does not stay with us. Just like Krishna says, Matra Sparshas tu Kaunteya, Sitoshna Sukha Dukkata, Agama Payano Nityas, Tam Stitik Shashva Bharata. So we should remain tolerant. Here Krishna is telling equanimity. So here he's saying equipoised. So so, so we have to get focused on our long-term goal. And what is that long-term goal? Our long-term goal is relationship with Krishna. This is yoga. Therefore, we need to focus only on this activity. Thus, our mind can remain equipoised. So, if we focus on our long-term goal, our mind can become equipoised. And this is the spiritual realm. This gives our focus goes directly on the spiritual reality. And this is samatvam uchyate. This is what is samatvam, equanimity. So actually this sloka is art of staying focused. We get diverted, but if we do without attachment to result, without attachment to profit or loss, then we remain focused on our long-term goal. This is the heart of staying focused. So we understand yoga in our current life. If you see, there is a lot of propaganda about yoga postures and so on. But this is asana limb of an Ashtanga yoga. This is one of the limbs of the one of the yoga practices. So this is asana limb of a Ashtanga yoga practice. So it is not complete. This is the right definition for us. if our body becomes unfit to do any yogasana, then how will we remain equipoised or how we will practice asana? So even in that case, the mind is very active. So mind should remain equipoised. And that is possible only by this understanding. So this definition of yoga is a deeper um, understanding. I'll go to the next shloka, 2.49. Durene hi avaram karma buddhi yoga dhananjaya buddho sharanam anvicha kripana phala hetava. Durena discard it at a long distance. He certainly avaram abominable karma activity. Dure, so keep yourself away from abominable activity. Buddhi yoga on the strength of Krishna consciousness. Dhananjaya, O conqueror of wealth. Buddha, in this such consciousness, Sharana, full surrender, Anvicha, try for, Kripanaha, Maisa, Phalayetava, those desiring fruity activities. So Durena means keep it away. Avaram means opposite to Varam means benediction, actually. Varam means benediction. Avaram means something which is abominable, which is not favorable for us. And then practice Buddhi Yoga. Then Buddha Sharanam Anvicha. So Buddha Sharanam, we have to take the intelligence. So Krishna has not revealed till now that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But he takes Sharanam, Buddha Sharanam. So Sharanam means shelter, shelter of Buddhi. Here it is saying Buddhi. Take refuge of the intelligence that we know we are not this body, but we are soul. So this results in a wisdom. So this wisdom we need to take shelter. And what we should do? Kripana Falayata. So we should practice Buddhi Yoga and taking the wisdom that we are not this body. Only miserly people will be behind, miserly or narrow-minded people, they will be behind the fruits of the work. So narrow-minded means people who are having limited conceptions or limited aspirations. They do not think big enough. That means what? They are not able to think anything beyond their bodily requirement or mind, the piece of um emotional peace. They are not able to think in long term, like understanding the spirituality, why we are suffering, and so on. They don't think about it. Therefore, they have miserly conception or aspiration. So Krishna is telling that do not engage in abominable work and keep away from the fruits of work. What does this mean? Krishna has already talked about karma kanda. Karma kanda, when he says that fight, if you win, you will get unrivaled. Jitva pokshete mayim. Atva va prapshate swargam. Jitva va bokshete mayim. Tata yujja yujjasva yogam yuddham tata yujja. So there is a shloka where he says that he has to fight. No, Arjuna has to fight. If he wins, he will get unrivaled kingdom. If he loses, he will get heavenly residence. So it is Atvava Prapshyasi Swargam, Jitvava Bokshese Mayam, Tasmat Uttista Kauntaya. So get up, son of Kunti, Tasmat Uttista Kauntaya, Yuddhaya Kritanishchaya. So fight uh, with full determination, Kritanishchaya, with determination. So in 2.38, which is two slokas before, no, 2.38, he says that सुख दुखे समे कृत्वा लाभालो लभो जया जय तत युद्धाय युज्यस्व नैवं पापम आप्यसि. He says that fight with equanimity without attachment to labha, alabha, jaya, ajaya. tato yuddhaya yujjasva. So when you do this without attachment to victory or defeat, um, gain or loss, naivam papam obviously, you will not get any sinful reaction. So here Krishna is telling samadukke sukadukke same kritva. I'll just open the shloka so it's much easier. सुखदुःखे समे कृत्वा लाभालाभो जयाजय ततो युद्धाय युज्यस्व नैवं पापमाप्यसि. So sukhe dukkhe, labha labha, jaya jaya, these are like dualities. And if somebody is considering them as samekritva, in equanimity, then he does not get a sinful reaction. Here Krishna is explicitly telling Arjuna to fight. Tato yuddha yujjasva. But in 2.49, Buddha Sharana Manvicha, it says you take the shelter of the intelligence, or you take the shelter of the wisdom. So durene hi avaram karma. Don't do karma kanda work. Take shelter of take shelter of the knowledge that you have got from previous discussions, where we say that this is not the body, this is we are soul. And this understanding will help us in um, coming out of the birth and death cycle of birth and death. So, human form of life can give enormous return. So, though human form of life is temporary, but if we use it properly, then it can give us eternal life. That is what Krishna is telling you. By not seeking eternal and seeking temporary, we suffer by getting entangled in cycle of birth and death. That theme also will come in the next shloka. So we should not get stuck with profit loss calculations pertaining to this material world, but we should go one level higher and look into spiritual reality so that we can come out of the cycle of birth and death. So the best way to come out of this is by uh, not getting caught infatuated with temporary things, which are not which are within the cycle of birth and death. So surrender with intelligence unto wisdom, and that wisdom is that I am not body but the soul, and soul is internal, and I seek eternal destination. This is the frame of mind. This verse pose a misunderstanding. This will pose a misunderstanding to Arjuna, and therefore Arjuna will come back in third chapter, first and second shloka. He will say, Arjuna will say, Jayasi Cheta Karmanaste, Mata Buddhir Janadana, Tata Kim Karmani Gore Ma, Neo Jayasi Kesava. Arjuna will ask that you want me to, why do you want Krishna, why do you want uh, Arjuna to fight this ghastly war if intelligence is better than fruity work? So there he mixes up the intelligence and fruity work. And then in 3.2, you'll say, my intelligence is bewildered by Krishna's equivocal instruction or your equivocal instruction. So you will ask decisively what is beneficial for me. Vyamishrenaiva vakyena buddhim moya sivame tadekam vadanishya yena shreya aham apnuvan, which is good for me, shreya, on long term. So this misunderstanding we will discuss further in our third chapter. Now we need to understand that we need to give up karma kanda. We need to give up karma kanda and practice karma yoga. We practice karma yoga by proper intelligence. People say that uh, think big, dream big, but ultimately, whatever we think in this world is very, very small. Success or thinking or dreaming is limited to a rat race. And this ensures that even if we win, we will remain as rats. We can say that there is no change in the definition of success. Uh, we may dream big for a bigger car, bigger bank balance, bigger house, bigger job, etc. Is this big enough? Is this bigger big enough? No. This will only result in want more mentality. And this is because we are not satisfied. This is because we are not this body, but we are soul. So from this endless craving, we can understand that we are not intelligent in our craving. We need to understand and differentiate. There are two things: infinite longing or longing for the infinite. Longing for the infinite is understanding that I want Supreme Lord. When we are Kripana, no material opulence can satisfy us. So it results in infinite, perpetual longing. Thus, when we chase for fruits, we condemn ourselves to miseries and longings, perpetual dissatisfaction, and this results in repeated birth and death. So, human birth of life, which can give eternal benefit, we are simply wasting by our very puny longings and dissatisfaction. On the other hand, if we long for infinite, redirect our longing for Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then we are completely satisfied. And this is intelligent. So this is Buddha Sharanam and Vicha. Okay, with this point, let us go to the next shloka. Buddhi yukto jahatiha ube sukrita dushkrite tasmat yogaya yujjasva yoga karmashu kausalam yato yujjaya yujjasva. Okay. So, in the third line, you can say tasmat yogaya yujjasva. And in the third line of 2.38 also, tato yuddhaya yujjasva. So they are very, very similar. So 2.38, it is specific action of fighting. You need to fight. In 2.50, it is Tasmat Yogaya Yujjasva. Therefore, you apply your wisdom. So here it is said that to engage in yoga. So yoga here is a general principle. It can be performed in many ways. So if we say Kshatriya, it is fighting. Brahmanas, it is practicing Brahminical order of life. Vaishyas, it is to perform business. So there may be different ways in which these people can perform their yoga. So yoga karmashu kaushala means whatever work you do it very nicely. So this yoga is heart of work. So Kaushala means expertise. Kaushala means you become expert. You become very, expert in doing whatever whatever you are doing right now. If you are cooking, you become very good at cooking. If you are singing very good, then you will become very good at that. Prabhupada actually translates Kaushalam as art. If you see any Indian languages, Kaushalam means it is expertise. So expertise in work is yoga. Expertise in cooking is yoga. Yoga karmashu kaushalam. So a man engaged in devotional service rids himself of both good and bad reaction even in this life. Therefore, strive for yoga which is art of all work. So if we consider a guitar player, he is expert in playing. So he will say that I feel spiritual when I play guitar. This expertise is this expertise in playing guitar yoga? Same way we can tell about football players when we say we find that they are managing the ball very nicely. So when they see the goalkeeper, so they aim the ball with the leg so that when they hit the ball, it goes directly into the goal post, within the goal post or the goal net. So is this samadhi? So they will say that I forgot everything else except I could see only this goal and I could see only the tunes coming into my mind when I was playing guitar. Is this samadhi? Is this material absorption and expertise a yoga? No, because it is extraordinary that somebody is expert in such nuances, is expert and gets absorbed in things. To build expertise in any space, in any art, is mercy of Krishna. And if somebody gets absorbed in doing this activity without getting distraction, that also is blessing of Krishna. But this definitely will bring greater fulfillment because these type of activities are above the normal level of existence, where the normal level of existence is boredom, distraction, mobile phones, cheap entertainments, and so on. So, though these are above the normal level of existence, they are not spiritual because they are not connected with Krishna. They are also frivolous activity. Playing guitar without any sense of understanding that we are not this body is not eternal benefit. Playing football is a frivolous game. It is just like gambling. So it doesn't bring any, no, bring any higher achievement of higher goals. So what makes something really very spiritual is connection with the spiritual reality. Yoga means connection with spiritual reality, spiritual supreme truth, which is manifesting as Krishna. Sorry, I did not share the screen. Just now I shared my screen. Okay, what makes something very spiritual is that our connect with the spiritual reality. Yoga means connection with spiritual reality, spiritual supreme truth, which is manifesting as Krishna or which is Krishna. Yoga karmashu kaushalam thus means we work in such a way that it raises us to spiritual consciousness. Then the work becomes Krishna consciousness. So any activity which we do for satisfaction of Krishna, for Vaishnavas, it is spiritual activity, and we should become perfect. We chant every day. Our chanting has to improve regularly. So art of chanting. We have to cook every day for Krishna. So we become expert in cooking. So we never have a doubt whether we have added correct level of sugar or not. We tend to memorize the recipes. So and it is easy for us to make 10 dishes easily much without much challenges. So these type of things are yoga karmashu kaushalam. So how can I think of Krishna when I do my day-to-day work? How can I apply yoga karmashu principle in my life? This is possible by practicing sadhana bhakti steadily. So executing devotional service very steadily. By doing this, remembrance of Krishna will become easier and easier and deeper and deeper. But first, we need to start. So to start, we need to start reading Prabhupada's books. We should preach to others. When we preach to others, our understanding of the subjects become deeper, and then we become much more. We get deeper understanding of the principle why we are not body, why we are soul. So tasmat yogaya yujyasva. Therefore, practice yoga with intelligence. Practice yoga with our intelligence. By doing this, the results of both good and bad work is cleaned off. Wait, tasmat yoga yujasva yoga karmashu kaushala. So, so by doing this, the sinful activities are all destroyed, even in this life. So this is liberation. This Krishna will explain the next verse much beautifully. So in this verse, it is very clear. It is very clearly stated by Krishna that by practicing devotional service, we can clear the sinful reaction in this life only. We need not have to come back again. If we practice devotional service given by Srila Prabhupada, we will clear the sinful reactions this life only. This means we should use our intelligence, and intelligence has come from Krishna. So understand for what? For to understand the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, bhakti, devotional service, and then apply it in our day-to-day life. So that is why we need to have determination in our life. Why we read Bhagavad Gita? We read Bhagavad Gita to have better understanding. And when we do that joyfully, when we do that with all love, uh, Tesham Satata Yuktanam Bhajatam Preeti Purvakam Dadami Buddhi Yogam. What is that intelligence? He gives intelligence so that we can practice it much better. So this comes in 10th chapter, 10th shloka. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam enuma upayantite. So in this chapter 2, Krishna is not explicitly stating that he is the supreme personality of God. But as we go towards 10th chapter, where Krishna reveals himself to be, supreme personality of God, actually reveals in chapter number 4. And then the way that things happen are much more sweeter, and it is so nice. It is when we read it again and again, we feel like getting deeper realization. So we need to read that again. So we'll touch upon these points as we go to those shlokas. I will go now to the next shloka. 2.5 कर्मजां बुद्धियुक्ता हि फलं त्यक्ता मनीषिणः जन्मबन्धविनिर्मुक्ता padam gachanti anamayan. So, karma, due to fruitive activities, buddhi-yukta, being engaged in devotional service, is certainly phalam taktva, giving up. Manishina, great sages are devotees. Janma bandha, from the bondage of birth and death. Vinir mukta, liberated. So here we see that the previous sloka he did not say janma, he said free from sinful reaction. So what happens when we get freed from sinful reactions? We get freed from birth and death. So we get liberated. Gachanti anamayan. Anamayan means Vaikunta. We reach the place where we reach the place where there are no miseries. So first time in Krishna, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is talking about thing, something which is destination, which is higher than Swarga. So by dovetailing one's karma with one's buddhi, by giving up the attachment to the fruits and practicing our work properly, we will be able to free ourselves from sinful reactions and thus get freed from uh, get freed from birth and death. And where we will go? We will go to the Padam Gacchanti Anamaya, the place where there is no miseries. So these shlokas here are very, very, very nice shlokas. So if you see here, so we saw definition of yoga as equanimity, then reject all abominable actions, and then when we do that, there are no reactions, then we get free from birth and so what happens when we practice devotional service is very nicely told in these shlokas. So now, Manishina, there is one more thing that we need to know. Manishina. Manishina means great sages or devotees. So that man means mind. Mind always is looking for superficial things. It does not see deeper reality. That is why there are so many advertisements which attracts our senses. Thus, thus we do not see properly if our mind is not in control. On the other hand, one who has conquered the mind can see the things in right perspective. So it could be going for a shopping and only buying what is required to be offered to Krishna, or going around and buy everything which we already have in our home. So this is not clarity. But devotees will go for shopping and buy only things which are necessary for Krishna. This means we are Manishina. In this condition, when we do that, we become free from birth and death. Janma Bandha Vinir Mukta. And then we get ultimate result. What is that ultimate result? Padam Gacchanti Anamaya. This is the place which is free from misery. Krishna is not explicitly once again telling that he is going to take us back to his abode. But by fixing our action, no, but he gives a general rule. By fixing our actions with intelligence and getting detached from results, we will be free from birth and death and will reach ultimate reality. There is a very good shloka quoted by Prabhupada here. Shamshritaye padapallavam plavam mahat padam punya yasho murare bhavambudir vatsa padam param padam yad vipadam na tesha. Because there is padam here, position. Prabhupada has given a very good explanation here. Let us see that shloka. It's this is in 10th canto, 14th chapter, 58th shloka. For those who have accepted the boat of lotus feet of Lord, who is shelter of cosmic manifestation and is famous as Murari, the enemy of Murar Daman, the ocean of material world is like the water contained in calf's hoofprint. Their goal is Parampada, Vaikuntha, the place where there are no miseries, not the place where there is danger at every step. So, so according to Sridhar Swami, this verse summarizes the knowledge presented in this section of Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord Krishna's lotus feet are called Pallava, flower buds, because they are most tender of the pinkish hue. According to Srila Sanatana Goswami, the word Pallava also indicates that Lord Krishna's lotus feet are just like desired trees, which can fulfill all desire of the Lord's pure devotees. Even exalted devotees like Sri Narada, who are themselves the greatest shelter for conditioned souls in this universe, personally take shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. Thus, it is natural that when Lord Krishna manifested himself as all the young boys and girls of Vrindavan, their parents were more attracted to them than previously. Lord Krishna is the reservoir of all pleasure and being all attractive, the ultimate object of everyone's love. So, our view is to go to the lotus feet of Krishna. That is what it all means. Pada means lotus feet of Krishna. Okay, so now going to this. So, in the next shloka, um, Krishna will be talking about Yadate moha kalilam buddhir vetit tarishati tadagantasti nirveda Shrotavyasya Shitasya cha. So here Krishna will tell that we have to go beyond Vedas. And who is beyond Vedas? It is Sarvasya Chaham Vidisani Vishto Mattah Smriti Jnano Aponam cha. Vedescha Sarve Rameva Vedya Vedanta Krit Veda Vidya cha. So Krishna is the Vedanta Krit. He is the knower of the Vedas and he is the ultimate goal of all Vedas. That is what Krishna will come to in the next shlokas. Okay, I stop here. Any questions? Any questions from anyone?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Sure.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji, please, if you have any questions, please tell Mataji. You are able to hear?
Yeah, Prabhu.
Okay.
Prabhuji, last class you said you will give questions also, no Prabhu? According to
Yeah,
the
Mataji.
class.
Yeah, I have just
Please
have some.
proceed. Ah,
So
yeah.
there there are three questions I have noted down.
Ha.
Why do people want to capture the sweet memories in photographs?
Okay. Why people want to capture their sweet
Because
memories?
they know that they are going to grow old. So they are worried how they will look. They are worried once they grow old. Therefore, they want to capture themselves in photographs. That means what? They have very poor fund of knowledge about the ultimate reality. They are just stuck with their bodily conception of life. So their goal is just skin deep. It does not even go beyond that. And if there is a boil or a mark on their face, they spend so much money to get it off. But on the other hand, we need to know that we are not this body. Dehino asmin yata dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara. Tata dehantara prapte dhiras tatrana muyati. So this body is like a cloth which we will be throwing as we grow old, and we will take a new cloth. So, only thing that we need to do is we need to make proper arrangements by serving Krishna so that we don't get back into the cycle of birth and death. So they are afraid of the old age. That is why they want to take more photos. So that is the reason. Okay, next let us go to the second question. There are great personalities like Gandhi, Martin Luther King, Napoleon. They have always suffered. So, what are we supposed to learn from their examples? So, Gandhi was like father of this nation. He could have become also the president of this country, India. Martin Luther King, there are two Martin Luther King. One is the one who initiated the protest against the Roman Catholic. Other one is Martin Luther King in US, who was trying to fight against the racism. And Napoleon was the ruler who, in spite of who became king in spite of France becoming a democracy after the French Revolution. So all of them were very famous uh, in their own sorts, but they were not able to sustain it because they have faced birth. They always are prone to birth, death, old age, and disease. So these are four major problems of life. Another three problems are Adi Bhautik, Adhyatmik, Adi Daivik. So these are seven sufferings which any person has to undergo. So, so therefore, our our fighting should be to get out of this life. So actually, now Arjuna is telling Karpanya dosha, upahat svabhava, pruchami tvam dharma samudachita. Yat shreya nishitam bruhitan me, shishyaste aham shalimam tvam prapana. Arjuna knows that he is going to win the war, but only thing is he doesn't want to kill his relatives. So these type of emotional imbalance will come to us. And these type of emotional imbalance cannot be solved by no material solutions. So these can be solved only by spiritual solutions, unless or until you know that um, we are all servants of Krishna. Husband and wife cannot align with one another. Friends cannot align with one another. No, people cannot align with one another. People will become no, united if there is a common cause. And if that common cause is eternal and spiritual and is always giving joy, then people will easily get cling to it. Therefore, everybody will be subjected to suffering in this material world. And to come out of this suffering, we have to take shelter of Krishna. Daivi yesha gunamai mama maya duratyaya mameva ye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. That is, by taking shelter of Krishna only, we can come out of the the shackles of Maya, who is mama maya duratyaya. She is very, very strong. So we have to take shelter of Krishna. So however powerful, however famous we are, we cannot last long. We will be destroyed. So that is main learning from them. Many scientific inventions have increased the comforts of man. People will tell we have refrigerator, we have TV, we have mobile phones, but they have also given rise to secondary problems that never existed. Secondary problems means Facebook is there, we will communicate with one another, but Facebook maybe like everybody to come and give a like or thumbs. But if they don't do, we get disappointed. Heartbreak happens, and then people commit suicide. So it would be good. It would be good if you and Prabhu can give one example so that we can discuss it.
This social media, Prabhu,
Yes. So what is bad there?
like YouTube. So in that 50% good is there, 50% bad also is there, no, Prabhu?
Good, good. Actually, we don't need any information. We have, if you see Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, he was telling that uh, that this newspapers that even at this time, the newspapers that were there, they are very, very narrow-minded in approach. That is what his feeling, his view was. But on the other hand, he published articles every week, and people used to come and ask how you are able to publish. He will say that the newspapers today are publishing the events of this part of the country, whereas I am publishing the reports of multiple universes, not only now, but long time back, and also future universes. So there are so many stories for me to write. So there is Krishna conscious literature is something which we need to really focus on. We don't need any news media. They are not required. They are just creating more and more problems and divisions among people. What we need to do is we need to read Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, chant our rounds, These are the things that we need to focus on. So that will give peace of mind because our ultimate source of enjoyment is Krishna. Everything else other than Krishna is only problems. So this understanding is very much required for us. Okay.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, any other comments?
No, Prabhu. This is what I need to get. Every chapter when we discuss now, after that few questions is needed to learn, Prabhu.
Sure, mother. Sure, mother. Sure.
Yeah, Prabhu. Thank you for the
Sure.
class, Prabhu.
Okay, Motherji. Very nice. Hare Krishna, Vacha Kalpatarubhisha, Kripa Sindhu Vayacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, ग्रंथराज भगवत की जय, गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, गौर हरे 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 कृष्णा. Thank you very much, Mataji and Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.